So I'm going to take you through the steps involved in a typical access control integration deployment. But before I talk about deployment, I wanted to cover why we use QR codes as our default access credential. It's a question that we get a lot, so I'd like to address it at the start. QR code access is our default approach as it allows for the best visitor flow. It gives the option to send access credentials to a visitor in advance, enabling them to have seamless access and a great welcome to your premises with no delays at the front desk. They offer great flexibility, and you can choose when they are emailed, either before or after a check-in process. Alternatively, you can choose not to email QR codes at all and offer visitors a printed QR badge. You also no longer have to cover the cost of RFID cards that are not returned after a meeting has ended. For this to work, QR code readers must be installed and configured following our documentation. We have some recommended QR readers and helpful setup guides available, but many QR readers are suitable, and this can be discussed with the customer success team in advance. We also have example QR codes and their associated token numbers to enable simple testing prior to the final deployment. With all of that said, it's also possible to use traditional RFID cards with Proxyclick access control if preferred. Next, let's take a look at how we support these various use cases. For visitors, we enable you to send an invite to a visitor and give them everything they need for their visit. In the invitation email, they'll have a QR code with an encoded token number for use with your access control system. We also automatically add a profile for the visitor in the access control system with the same token number, and then automate their access rights in line with their visit status to ensure they only have access when you want them to and only to the areas you apply in advance. For employees and contractors, we have our Prover app. A typical flow would involve your employees booking a space in the office via the app, then using the digital key to facilitate access to the office. In the CRE space, our access control integration fits in well and takes the features available to single locations and applies them to large multi-company locations. This even includes custom access levels that could be applied only to an individual company's visitors. Here we can see the systems we integrate with. You may be wondering how this works with Proxyclick being cloud-based. Initially, we integrated with established access control manufacturers that have systems that are traditionally installed on site. For these systems, we have a lightweight client software that needs to be installed locally to facilitate the communication between Proxyclick and the access control system. More recently, we've integrated with cloud-based systems such as Brevo, OpenPath, and Genia, where a direct connection and simpler deployment process is possible. Onto the deployment process. As you can see, it's just 6 easy steps. This starts with a conversation on your requirements and what you want to focus on: efficiency, security, COVID-19 procedures, or perhaps all three. We will ensure the setup is suitable for your environment and that we understand your needs. Proxyclick assigns a customer success manager who will ensure everything runs smoothly. They make sure your teams are trained and will also share our access control documentation. Alongside our documentation, we'll invite you to a shared workspace that enables your systems integrators to collaborate with us and share information or ask questions. Once everything is configured on site, we complete a remote setup and connect Proxyclick to your access control system. Finally, your systems integrators configure the access levels to ensure the access given to visitors is correct for each stage of their visit. After that, they can set up a test visit and perform some live testing. We remain in touch for any final questions, end user training, or adjustments that are needed. We've made the deployment process very simple, and we're confident anyone with an understanding of your access control system will have no problem getting it all up and running.